everybody, welcome back to D7R TV. I've got a spare hour while I'm waiting for paint to dry on one of the customer's cars, and I'm in the engine bay of the Primera. In the last episode you saw us go on the little road trip coming to collect the car, and she's here, and I'm just having a quick look over and seeing some potential problems. And as you can see, the engine bay is kind of minging, but I'm going to sort of cheat. It needs a damn good clean out, arguably a jet wash, but that can come when I get some more time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blast a load of WD-40 on it to try and let it saturate in, sort of make the rust stop in its tracks, and it should be easier to clean off once it's jet washed. It's absolutely amazing. It looks like it's been on a safari, but WD-40, let's get on it. It's going to saturate everywhere. I'm probably going to go through this whole tin, but as you can see, as soon as it lands, I can already see what I've got to work with. And it's starting to look better already. This isn't a fix. This is just something to clean, and use the WD-40 as a cleaning agent, should I say. Because at some point I want to fire this car up, and I'm struggling to find a fuel pump sender. But having a look at it on the floor, all stripped down, it might actually be savable. I'm going to clean the outside of this, but I need to strip it down and take the air filter out, because no doubt through past experiences and other YouTube videos, mainly Johnny from the Lake Break show, where he goes to one of the member of the Primera pages, he goes to his barn, and he had his one in storage for years and years and years, and found like a rat's nest in the airbox. I don't want to go down that route, so I'm going to strip the airbox straight off the bat when I get round to it, and make sure there's nothing living in it. We found the hidden SR20. Looks loads better already, so I'm going to let this WD-40 set in, and when we get round to it, we'll give it a damn good clean out. Now we're on to the fuel pump. And here it is. It looks completely cabbaged, but I actually think this is savable. As long as I don't crush it. It hasn't gone as brittle as, say, the pipework has. Yeah. Yeah, it's all cracking and stuff. If I change these pipes, put a new one down here to that, give this a damn good clean out, I'm going to go and take it to my friend Dale at Bailey Performance. I'll get him to hook it up and check the potentiometer to make sure that it's actually taking a current and it actually works. And if that works, that's a win, because I can clean it all out and put a new TI Automotive Walbro pump back in, and potentially that is a problem solved. I mean, the wiring looks all right. There's nothing that looks too nasty. This top section looks decent. It actually looks like a Phase 1 Clio 172 top section. The pump has seen better days. Definitely looks like it would have failed. This is like a little seat. It's a bit brittle. I might have to make something different, but that sits inside here, or on there, should I say, somehow. By the shape of it's like that or something. So the pump sits in there. I'll figure that out when I come to it. But as long as there's a pump in there, I'm not really asked what it looks like on the inside, providing it's clean and there's none of this rust that can get sucked up into it. Again, I'm going to get the squirt juice on the go, loosen up any of this rust. It should make it easier to clean out. I don't feel safe putting some Genelite rust converter in there anyway. But this needs a damn good clean. Get it all in the contacts and stuff. So that'll help it loosen up some of this rust and shit that's all over it. But we'll be replacing these pipes and hooking it up, putting some new rubber in there. Obviously must have been some sort of water in the tank, but we need this to work and we need to rig it up so we can actually see if we can get the car started, which is our main concern at the minute, because it's a whole different story if the engine doesn't work. This is exactly the same as a Clio one, I'm sure of it. And I know that because I sold a fuel pump sender to someone last week off a Clio. And it looks like exactly the same as this from the top, but it's in like a cylinder canister, not like this, where it sort of sits flat in the tank. So yeah, that's that done. Right, now we put some WD-40 on the engine bay and sort of let it saturate in. We've done it to the fuel pump sender unit. I think it's time to chuck a battery on and just see if we can spring something into life. We know the engine isn't going to start because, one, it's not got any fuel pump on there, but I've checked the oil, there's oil in it. It's black as the ace of spades. So if we hook the battery up, we'll try and turn it over by the key and just see if the engine cranks. I suppose that's one way to try it. I don't know if there's any life in this battery. There should be. I don't tend to keep many dead batteries knocking around, but it's got two chances to our one. It's a little bit of a snap, crackle and pop on there. Let's go and have a look. Right, we have some bits and bobs on the dash. Well, that's a very good sign. That's all I needed to know. The engine's free, so it's not seized. Happy days. I reckon if I had fuel, we might be in with a bit of a chance. Good girl. We cracked the air filter and it looks brand new in there, so there's no rat's nest. So that's a bonus. So we don't have to worry about too much about that. There is something going on with this power steering reservoir. When you turn the wheel, it starts to like chuff a little bit. So that'll be something I'll try and figure out. We better once I get the car started, but I don't think we're too far away. I need to drain the tank because the stale fuel is absolutely disgusting. I can't see any remnants of any rat poo or mouse poo or anything, and they haven't been in the interior and chewed that up, so I think this is rat free. Winning. Apart from nobody being here on the farm when I dropped the car off and had to use my Hulk strength to move the car out of the way, it's good because there's people with horse picks on here because it's a livery yard, and brushes have a horse pick on the end for hooves. And I'm going to use this to clean all the little nooks and crannies and get rid of some of this rust and gunk that's inside this pump housing, this sender housing. You see all the crud that's in there. Just going to use a WD-40 to blast it out. May get some thinners, but it's definitely doing a job of cleaning. Getting all the crud off. And I don't want any rust going into my new pump. This might all be in vain if the sender unit doesn't work and the potentiometer on the sender, but at least if I clean it up a bit, it makes me feel better about it, because trying to find one of these has been pretty difficult. I think I found one and it's in Spain. I don't think Deliveroo's going to drop it off for me, especially in the time frame I need it. So if I can clean this out nice, change these hoses and put a fuel pump in here, it's got 2 chances to my 1 to actually work and get the car started. You see all the crud that's come out of it already. So obviously had some water in it in the past, or it's condensation. Either way, it's not wanted. As I said, if you're watching these videos, you're obviously interested in Primeras and may own one, or may know someone who owns one, or is breaking one. I need parts, so hit me up in the comments or go on D7R Race Fab and Restoration on Facebook and drop me a DM if you have parts. I need a fair few. I need interior bits. I need a bonnet for certain, and various other little bits and bobs. For some reason on the Primera owners page, they don't allow buying, selling or wanted ads or posts. So if nothing's for sale on Marketplace or eBay, where do you get your parts from? Because I struck a blank on some bits I need. So if you know of anything, let me know, because it'll be a massive help on this build. We need to drain the old fuel out of the tank, because stale fuel, this stuff in here is vile. It smells like ferret piss. And what we got here is a little Buxy rig. It's a Walbro pump with a pipe on either end. We've got a car battery to give it 12 volts. And we've also got a scrap fuel tank. So we're going to drain the petrol tank into here, then get it disposed of properly. So let's go. That's a little rig set up. So we've got this in the tank now. We're going to try and siphon this stinky fuel out. So that's the rig out the way, the fuel pump set up, and the tank is nigh on empty. And if you had smell-o-vision right now, you'd be puking through your screen, because it is vile and smells disgusting. I had my hand in the tank and I was finding little pockets of where the fuel was sitting, and it's all out now. So 20 quid's worth of V-Power should be a good start. Now we're going to go and see if we can recondition the sender housing and put a new pump in it. I've hauled my arse down to Bailey Performance in Broseley, Telford. You don't like being called Telford, do you, Dale?
No, Broseley, mate.
Yeah, Broseley. He always kicks my arse when it comes to that. And he's going to sort out the wiring. So I am super pleased about it, because that's another step in the right direction. So he's going to rewire this fuel sender and hopefully get the potentiometer working, because he's a great guy like that, and I owe him a load of beers. As you can see, the old fuel plus the E10 that was apparently added has eaten through all the shrouding on the wiring. So Dale is going to do a master stroke and get it all working for us. and rewire everything. Right, back from the wizard. So we went to Dale at Daily Performance, and he has kindly rewired the whole entire pump and the float system. So all that's been wired, it's been tested. The old loom, I was a bit ambitious to think this would work because the E10 fuel is literally rotten the sleeving off the wires, so they're not insulated anymore. So that's scrap. So Dale has completely rewired everything. We used the new plug which came with the TI automotive pump, the Walbro. It's a 355 litre per hour, but it doesn't quite sit in this housing. So what we're gonna have to do is take a little bit off here with a grinder. Hopefully the pump will sit in nice because this hasn't got as much movement as this original one. Be nice if that was all intact because I probably could have swapped it over maybe, I don't know, or made something work. But this is knackered. It's a little bit bigger in size. Probably can't tell on camera, but it's relatively the same height. It's probably about 10 mil bigger, but that's knackered. The wiring is knackered. The tubing or the pipe work was knackered. So everything's been rewired. So inside this swirl pot is a little seat what the pump sat on. The pump sits tight in here anyway, but we need to take a little bit with the grinder off this seat here so the pump can sit in properly and we'll be able to close the housing. So we're going to get amongst that now. We're going to use a grinder because my die grinder's decided to give up the ghost and died. So this is what we've got to use. That is now the swirl pot modified to take the 355 litre Walbro fuel pump. The potentiometer, as I said, was tested and that all works, so we should have a fuel gauge. We've got a whole new wiring from front to back, everything's been changed. And now it's time to fit it to the car, fill it with some brand new V-Power, and hopefully she will start. One problem since the last clip, it's the next day and it decided to turn into Narnia outside when we opened the door. So we're committed to the cause, still going to fit the fuel pump, still going to try and get the car running even in this weather because we're good like that and we are determined. Let's go. Right, so sitting in front of the space heater for a little bit, trying to warm up and think about my life choices. Let's give her a see if the pump primes and stuff. Let's see if we get any life out of her. As I said, 10 years this car's not been on the road. Well, that's a good sign. Yep, fuel gauge has gone up. Fuel pump. It's just primed. Let's hit it. Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? She started. Well, she started. -1 degree, according to the Primera, Perrie. Shit. I didn't expect that to happen. Sounds a bit ticky. Hopefully it's not a rod. But she's alive. Sounds kind of smooth, but with a tick. Hopefully it's just a sticky lifter or something. If not, oh well. Something else we'll have to fix. Definitely sounds at the top and not bottom. Oh, there we go. It's quieting up now. It runs smooth. Not that I'm surprised. Well, I sort of am. But every oh, she's really quietening up. I have every faith in these engines. Can't leave it ticking over too long. This has gone really quiet and smooth now, which I'm over the moon about. Won't be far off seeing if we can drive it. Yes, I'm chuffed to bits for that. Well done, Perrie, good girl. Thank you, Dale, you little wizard. I knew you'd sort the fuel pump issue out. The only one I could find was in Spain, and it looked about 10% better than the one we started with. So, really dug us out of a deep hole. She doesn't even smell that fuely, to be fair. Yeah, this is wicked. This is absolutely wicked. Idling nice. If you want to know what mileage she's on, 132,000. So she did quite a few before a 10-year hiatus, but she's going to do a damn sight lot more. I tied up this bit at the back where I'm not sure if the seats will sit over the... Yeah, they should do actually, them Jubilee clips. I'll tighten them up and then put the cover back on. But it's a running mint. Really nice smooth engine, so yeah, I'm over the moon. While she's running, as you can see, pump the tyre up. Well, running's only half the battle. It'd be rude not to see if she drives right. Let's find out. have it. She runs and drives. We'll end this episode on a little bit of a high. We didn't think we'd get so far so fast. Took it for a little blast around the farm. There's a little bit of a knock and a wobble or whatever. There's something not right on the passenger side front quarter. Something to do with maybe suspension or something, I don't know. Maybe bushes. But it's a big bit of progress. I didn't think that we'd get quite so far so quick. Rebuilt the fuel pump, the fuel sender, replaced the fuel pump, should I say. Rewired the fuel sender, car fired. Give us a bit of a scare when she first started up, sounded a bit tappy to say the least, but she smoothed out. She goes into gear well. Reverse is a bit notchy, so that may be a clutch issue, or we're going to give the gearbox a bit of a service and some new fluids. The whole car needs new oil, service parts and stuff. So we hope you enjoyed this little episode. Hope you learned a thing or two. Some things are not too far gone and you can repair them, and we'll see you on the next one. Adios.
You want something done, just do it yourself. Don't ask me anything, do it yourself. And I woke up one day, looked in the mirror, said, what you doing, man, do it yourself. What you waiting for, just do it yourself. You don't need no one, just do it yourself. Picked up the skill, I picked up the work. Now they can't say anything, I do it myself. Wanna go somewhere, I take myself out. You want a long take, yeah, no doubt. Get it done, yo, give me a shot. Yeah, you want it sorted, give me a shout. F that vibe, get rid of the doubt. Yo, answers there, well, figure it out. Drop me the video, we'll figure it out. London's fast with bubbles and stout. Old school flows, what you talking about? Late night shows have been running around. From north to south I've been running around, but couldn't care less if they talk to me now. Where was you then? We've been sorting it out for a hot minute, hot second, carving the sound. Layers got layers, you know we get down. No bad vibes here, yeah, that's not alert. You want something done, just do it yourself. Don't ask me anything, do it yourself. And I woke up one day, looked in the mirror, said, what you doing, man, do it yourself.